you don't realize that it takes 1,000 mistakes, right, to get to the point you're at. And everyone needs to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Get over your mistake and be better. Simple as that.
What's up? I'm Udaya Soundari. Welcome to Real Talk with SINDA. In this podcast, we dig into real conversations with young champions who have achieved something meaningful, giving them a platform to voice their experiences and inspire others.
I treated it as a learning journey more than anything else. You never stop learning.
And when we help one another, we grow together.
Did you feel like, I don't know why I'm stepping into this?
Never cared. I didn't have any fear of going into the business.
Because people are like, oh, but actually I really just want healthy. I'm like, what is healthy?
Okay, if I can get really good at failing, then I'll win in life.
Bye-bye.
Hi, welcome everybody to Real Talk. My name is Udaya Soundari and we're going to be in fantastic conversation today with a guest who is no stranger to heat, both in the kitchen and in the public's eye. He's been making waves ever since he took part in MasterChef Singapore. He became a finalist, but also faced harsh criticisms for a dish that he stood by. But instead of backing down, he used it as fuel to come right back up. Now head chef at Revolver Singapore, one of Singapore's top modern Indian restaurants, we are happy to welcome Jai Ganesh. Hi.
Hi.
So Ganesh, what was your life like before MasterChef? Like, what brought you there?
So I was actually previously in the armed forces.
Okay.
I served 8 years of my life with the army.
Nice.
I was on scholarship to study in Australia, which is ironically where I picked up cooking, where I started cooking.
Okay.
And then after I came back to
Because
Singapore.
you wanted some Indian food in Australia?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just so expensive, and I decided to do it myself.
Fair enough.
And I started learning to cook on Skype with my mom. So I'll call my mom on Skype, and then I'll say, okay, teach me how to cook.
Okay, that's
and then
nice.
the first dish I cooked was actually mutton biryani lah. But
we didn't start small.
No. But no biryani, it's just white rice. The white rice is the instant rice you get from Coles. Right? You microwave for like 1 minute, and then boom, hot white rice. And then the curry was severely undercooked, and but it was still better than paying $20-25 for biryani outside lah. So I mean, at the very least, that was the start of my cooking journey, and then I started to cook more often every week, and it just became a habit after a while. And I invited friends over, and my interest in cooking developed over time, because I always thought that, hey, this dish is nice, but I can do it better. And then I just started
You started
diving
liking
in.
your own food, yes?
Yes, I mean at the very least.
Okay. That's good.
That's when I got very, very interested in cooking and started taking it more seriously. But that being said, I never imagined that it would be a career switch for me.
Okay.
So there is a process which I went through, right?
Okay.
So for 30 days, every day I went back home after work, where I cooked something. And then I cooked something, and then I tasted it, and I'm watching videos, I'm reading books and stuff like that. And I asked myself, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And at the end of 30 days, the decision was made that, this is what I want to do, because that joy of feeding people, feeding yourself, and experimenting and being successful at something, there's no joy.
Oh, this 30-day
replaceable.
challenge seems like a good step to decide, is this what I want to
30
do?
days. And that's it. That's how I decided that, I never imagined that I would leave the armed forces. I love the army, but this is actually really something that I genuinely had a love and passion for.
Right.
And concurrently, I sustained a back injury at that time.
Okay.
So, I'm not
Life
sure
was
whether
just shaping
blessing
you.
in disguise or, stars aligning or something like that, but I guess I was pointed in that direction. And it was just time to make the switch.
So when you thought, my food tastes good, let's go MasterChef.
No. So the MasterChef thing was okay, so this is how it started when the advertisements were out and about, and everybody was like, oh, MasterChef is open for auditions and stuff like that. I didn't know, because I don't intensely follow. I follow, but I don't intensely follow. I watched season 1 MasterChef Singapore, right? And of course MasterChef Australia, and but I don't follow, they're open for auditions or whatever.
Yeah.
But my phone was ringing, and my friends were messaging me, Ganesh, you should go, Ganesh, you go. And I was like, what are you talking about? Say, the auditions for MasterChef Singapore is open, and I think you should go.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not at that level. You know, because you watch MasterChef and you see like, there is some expectations, you know, but then again, I thought to myself like, that's what everybody also thinks. You know, there's no reason why you shouldn't give it a shot. So, you know, after thinking, I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just go.
Okay.
And like, I did my best dish at that time. Like, if your best dish is good enough to get on, that's a good start.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean you're a fantastic cook, but it's a good start.
Yeah.
And then I went through auditions, and then I got selected. Oh. You know, and
so the first thing you did was the mutton.
100%.
Yes.
I did lamb biryani.
Yeah.
Right. So lamb chops with pulao rice, and it was like, it's my favorite thing to cook. It's very, very delicious at this level now, especially so.
Yeah. You know, I love a chef who can say my food is damn good.
You have to, like, I have to be good at it, like I told myself, because it's biryani. It's one of the most iconic dishes in Singapore, and I'm an Indian chef.
Yeah.
Not that I need to know, but I choose to know, and you know, I'm happy that I do a very, very solid biryani.
So when you went ahead with MasterChef and everything, when you had all this, like, who was like your ardent supporters? Like, apart from your friends, what did your family think? Did your mom was like? My
family has always been the family that is supportive of everything. So say, you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, do what you want. You know, that kind of thing. So,
wonderful.
I mean, that's why I have to be sure.
So when you joined MasterChef, what did you hope to get out of that competition?
My main idea was to make friends, and of course, make friends is a huge part of it, because it's like-minded people, right? And of course, go through the entire experience. I treated it as a learning journey more than anything else. You never stop learning. So, and with people who are like-minded, you know, it's the best place to learn. And that's effectively what the mindset I had when I went into the show.
Right.
I wasn't there to win or, you know, try to prove anything. Like, no, I just wanted to experience it for that experience and make it a learning journey for myself more than anything else.
But it's putting yourself out there in public eye, right? Like, wasn't that scary?
Is it scary? Maybe. I don't know, because I'm thick-skinned, you know, I'm buffalo, so I like, people say things, people could say things, and like, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I don't care, because I mean, this is my own journey. To, like, when I make it one day, you will say like, oh wow, Ganesh, good job, blah blah blah. Yeah. But 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you said like this, you know, you said that. So it doesn't matter what you say now, and it doesn't matter what you're going to say in the future either. It is me, and this is my journey, and I will take it, and I will do what it takes to get where I want to be.
That's because you are very sure that you are going to excel in this. Is that why?
Yeah, 100%, no doubt. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing amount of confidence. I wish everyone had. So to all those like youths who are like looking to like, I want to take part in a competition, but I really don't know what the backlash is going to be. I'm so worried about what people would say. What would you or like advice be to them? So
I mean, personally, I live by this phrase or quote or whatever. I always say, make it happen. It really depends on what you want. You know, if you want something, you don't hope and pray and think that it will happen without hard work, without your effort, and everything is through hard work and effort.
Yeah.
Right? It's practically Newtonian. Every action is an equal and opposite reaction, right? So your hard work will translate to results. That's all. There's no shortcut. There's no two ways about it.
So during the show, what would be your most memorable moment?
I think the most, and I'm sure everyone agrees, the most like significant, memorable moment on the show would have been the time where Chef Damien, I brought my dish up to the judges. It was an international round, and I remember doing a poached lobster with beurre blanc, and I like the beurre blanc split. Right? It's a cream and butter-based sauce, so you know, if you don't do it right, it splits and it looks like, as they said, vomit on a plate.
Okay.
You know, so how did I feel? I knew it was gonna. What else do you expect? It looks like vomit. Yeah. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I was afraid to bring my dish up. You know, so it's scary because you know this is going on TV. And everybody's going to watch and they're going to see, hey, Ganesh doesn't know how to do a beurre blanc. Yeah. Especially, people in the industry would see like, this guy wants to be a chef and he doesn't know how to do a beurre blanc. But you know what? At the end of the day, everyone has made mistakes. It really doesn't, like, was I affected? I was like, okay, I was just worried on what is going to appear. You know, what is it going to be, how is it going to appear? Was I afraid of the negative comments? No. Did it affect me? Maybe a little bit. Like, oh my goodness, like, it affects you, right? When you fail one time, you failed, right? And I knew that I failed, but I still had to show up with a dish. I mean, it happens, all right? I mean, even today in the kitchen, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you just have to absorb it and go ahead.
Yeah,
with
just
it,
learn
right?
and get on with it.
So at that point in time when you were standing there receiving it, right? Like, what did it make you feel? Did it make you feel like, it shouldn't have, this competition was a bad idea?
No, not at all. I mean, it was disappointing. I was disappointed in my dish, but that's just one thing of your life ahead.
Yeah, so post MasterChef and after all this like criticisms and everything, like how has it changed your work?
Well, I mean, the fact is, obviously, I mean, people have seen, like, you've been on MasterChef and, you know, they come to the restaurant and they have an expectation of the food and everything. And I, of course, every single day, I do my best to live up to the expectations. But the fact that I make mistakes, the fact that I get dishes wrong, it's an everyday occurrence.
Okay.
I mean, like, being on a show and cooking as a head chef or a sous chef, or, you know, it doesn't, while it looks great, everyone is there, like, especially in my restaurant, in Revolver, when the guests are sitting in front and they say, Chef, this looks fantastic. It looks, you look like a well-oiled machine, you know, everything is going so nicely, so many moving. But people don't know what it takes to get there. But people also need to know, and everyone needs to know that in order to get there, you need to make at least 1,000 mistakes. But you don't give up, right? Or you don't say, okay, maybe this is not what I want to do, or nothing, right? When I said there is no excuses, no rubbish, it includes this, right? Get over your mistake and be better. Simple as that. One of my previous executive chef, he recently told me this. He said, Ganesh, you are better than that, and if you're not, get better. You know, it sounds funny. It sounds
didn't give you much of a choice, but then to be better.
You know, but that is what it is, right? There is no easier way to say it. Like, I mean, it's disgustingly painful sometimes, but there is no other way to get there.
When does it get that painful in the kitchen?
No, I mean, it's like, especially in, like, as I progress through different types of kitchens, of course, your responsibility changes, right? The expectation changes, and of course, depending on the quality of the restaurant, almost everything changes.
Yeah.
You know, so in order to maintain that discipline and do exactly what you're supposed to do all the time, it's painful. You know, because there are times where you get tired, where you just don't feel like doing it anymore. You know, when you want to give up, right? But that's when it gets really painful, and having to be disciplined enough to continue to do what is right, even when no one is looking. You know, that is integrity, right? When you're doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. Because today, if my boss is standing there and then I chop this onion, but my boss is not looking, I take the onion, I put inside blender and no problem, you know. But there is a reason why you are asked to chop the onion and not put it in a blender. If it gives the same result, I wouldn't ask you to chop it.
Yeah.
It is that level of discipline,
that meticulous learning,
that demand, the demand of you know, whatever you choose to do, right? That is painful. And if you want to be the best, if you want to do something very well, it's always a painful journey. Nothing is ever going to be, okay, I got promoted, thank you very much. You can't get promoted if you don't put in the work. Simple as that.
So the Ganesh that's fresh out of MasterChef and the Ganesh that is a head chef today, what did you do to get here?
I work ridiculously hard.
I know.
You know, like,
but what does that mean?
There is no stopping, there's no backing down. Because I didn't go to culinary school.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of it, well, almost everything is self-taught. And then I worked in kitchens as, like, you know, komi, which is the baseline cook, and just try to learn, like, to me, I know, like, pre-MasterChef, I had this mindset, like I wanted to go culinary school. So I left the army, I opened a little business, and I wanted to save that money for culinary school.
Okay.
But then, on hindsight, right, like today when I look back, culinary school would have been a great foundation, but I think that going into kitchens and working, starting from the bottom, is probably one of the best ways to go about it.
Yeah.
Like culinary school would have given me a great foundation, and I would have loved to do it, but entering straight into the kitchen, starting from the bottom, learning, getting scolded every single day, you know, it was a great learning journey, and like I stayed in the kitchen.
So on the exterior, you've worked really hard to get here.
Yep.
Personally, internally, what was your shift, or what was a change?
I think my limit for like persevering, right? My limit has grown a lot. So maybe last time my battery is like 100%, but my battery has grown to like 120% now. I don't know how, but you know, I got a larger capacity battery.
So, but personally, you don't have any shift in the way you look at things, look at people, look at food, look at yourself?
You just got to make people happy, man. I mean, at the end of the day, food is all about nostalgia, it's about the story. I mean, at some point, people know your food is good.
Yeah.
Revolver, people know the food is fantastic. No doubt. And I know the food is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? But beyond that, people want to know more. You know, it's not just about food anymore. People want to know the story.
Yeah.
People want an idea of what you're doing and why you're doing it.
So to all the youths who are watching this right now, what would you tell them, like those who are afraid of criticisms and afraid to take the first step and what other people might say, what would you tell them?
Why does it matter? As in, why does anyone's opinion of you matter? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You know, you are going to do, of course, when people are giving you advice, it's a different thing. Like, oh, maybe you should think about this, maybe you should think about that, blah, blah, blah. It's advice. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. What you want to do is, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Right? And if you make the decision, stick to it, right? And follow through.
Yeah.
Not say like, oh, okay, my dream is to be a millionaire. Okay, good for you, right? What are you going to do? How are you going to get there? What is it going to take? Do you know? You don't know, go and find out. Don't just sit and hope and pray and, oh, I want to be a millionaire, I'll become a millionaire. Eventually, if you follow these things, you will get there.
Yeah.
Right? And as I mentioned, like, it's Newtonian. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
The amount of work you put in today is going to get you what you want in the future. It's equal. So I went to the restaurant, went through the doors of Revolver, and I saw all these chefs standing there. My executive chef was there, my head chef was there, and I looked at all these chefs and like, they all look so polished.
Yeah.
You know, how am I going to fit in? What am I going to do? How, you know, what is it going to take for me? But at the same time, you know, I know that if I don't learn and I don't cook with the best, how do I become the best? You know, so bite your teeth and just keep going, you know, like that, like, I know I sound like a broken tape recorder, you know, saying the same thing over and over and over again, but this is like, I need to drive that point. There is no other way.
Yeah.
You know,
but all this confidence and this conviction in this point is coming from the fact that it's because you've done it, right? You've worked at the bottom line in the kitchen, and then now you're a head chef. Like you've walked the talk. So I guess
being the head chef is just one. It's just one of the steps.
Things, yeah.
You know, it's not the be all and end all. There is so much more. Like I want to get a Michelin star for Revolver. I want to be an executive chef one day. I want to do this, do that. There is 1,000 things. And all these 1,000 things, you need to know when you, at the start, when you decide, I want to do this. You need to have an idea of what is the end state. You need to have an idea of what is the end goal. I know I want to be a chef. Anybody can be a chef, right? Cook at home, go and apply for a job at a restaurant, you be a chef. That's it, right? But you need more than that. It's never like, I want to be a chef, that's it. Okay, I want to be a millionaire. Good. When you become a millionaire, what are you going to do with your $1 million?
Yeah.
Or multi-million dollars? What are you going to do with it? What is the next step after that? You know, that has to be something to think about, and it will give you a lot of guidance on your way to get there.
Yeah, I think, oh my God, so many things that whoever's watching can take back. Because at the end of the day, I think when you have your eye on the prize, nothing else should distract you from it. So, Ganesh, can you summarize what you have to tell to the youths?
So it's very simple, right? I can just sum it up like this. The first thing is you need to know what you want.
Yep.
After you know what you want, it is okay to not know it immediately. Sometimes for me, I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be in the military, and I wanted to be a chef. And it took me 3 different paths to get to where I want.
Yeah.
Like what I'm truly passionate about. So it is okay to not know it at the start, but you need to know one very simple thing, right? You need to work for it. Every single thing, like every time that you attempt to go in one direction, in a certain direction, just keep going and do what it takes to get there. Because the reality is nobody's going to listen to you whine. Nobody's going to listen to anything. Your problems, and there are people who will listen like, oh, okay, poor thing. But you're the only one who knows, right? The trouble you're going through, what it takes to get there, how difficult it is for you to get there. And you just got to keep going because I'm an example of it.
Yeah.
It was very, very difficult to become the head chef. And there's still a lot of chatter, and you can hear noise somewhere here, there, but today I turn and say like, I can cook better than anyone, right, in this kitchen, even with you in it.
Yeah.
Right now, I am good at what I do, and that's all that matters. And somehow you just got to get there, It will take time, but once you know, there's nothing that will stop you. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I am very sure if I was young and looking for a career shift, like whatever you just said would really, really propel me forward. Thank you so much for it, man. You've said so many good stuff in this interview.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, I've had such a great time. Thank you so much. I think
Thank you.
This is great, and I think that's what it is, right? At the end of the day, let's not just sit down there and wherever we are and just complain about where we are. We just have to work towards what
Manifesting is
not
enough.
Manifesting is not enough.
Yeah.
Maybe light a candle. I light a candle. Just kidding. Thank you so much. I'll see you at your place
No
soon.
worries, always
I'm
a pleasure.
Really looking forward to eating all that really good food that you're talking about.
100%.
So thank you, and I think we've had a very comfortable conversation in this place. Thank you, National Youth Corps and Red Box. This has been mighty comfortable, and thank you for the cushions. And I will see you in another video with yet again another fantastic guest. This is Udaya Soundari signing out. This is Real Talk. Bye.